to our first edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline at Sips Sports Bar here in downtown Dormont. These are my old stomping grounds. I went to Keystone Oaks here. I remember Sips Bar was just a legendary place. You can read about it and find out, but it's under new ownership. A couple friends of mine own the place, and they've invited us here, and they're friends of the show now. And what we normally do is talk about what's on our mind. We have Smokin' Jim Frazier, we have Chip Hayner here, and we have a whole cast of many guests here. Wait till you see the guests that we have. We have a lot of great people coming on the show. What's on your mind, Chip?
Thanks, Alan. What's on my mind tonight? It is February 4th, 2013, and in 1 week, the pitchers and the catchers report to spring training. But what's on my mind tonight? Yesterday, somebody told me I hear the Baltimore Ravens won the Super Bowl, so the NFL season's over. And in my mind's eye, I'd like to wrap up the NFL season from start to finish. The season started this year with a bunch of turmoil and labor strife, and we brought in replacement referees, and they made lousy calls, and they blew the games, and Super Bowl ended that way too. So at least there was some consistency in this season. I think Roger Goodell has got a little bit of mud on his face after this year, especially after the gaffe with the bonus gate, and among other things, the punishments that got meted out and then that got taken away. And the thing that really is driving me crazy, and now that Super Bowl's over, I hope we can put this to rest, is St. Ray Lewis. I understand Ray wasn't available for any interviews today because he's being canonized by the Pope. But I never have heard more BS in my life than the stuff that he was spouting yesterday about how he's God's servant and he's been given messages. When Jacoby Jones ran that kickoff back for a touchdown, Ray said, I put my hands on his chest. I was told to put my hands on his chest. So not only is Ray passing his power on to other people, I think he's going to start healing the ill.
Healing hands.
I'm telling you what, he's going to move mountains, water into wine. He's going to walk on water. Ray, your job interview's over. The next time we see you will be on ESPN. But I think what you were interviewing for was to get yourself your own evangelist television network, because you could get on that program and you could get people to give you money and you wouldn't have to do another thing. And yeah, all you need to do is wear a nice white suit. Oops, that one's missing, isn't it? That's what's on my mind.
Chip, thanks for informing us what's on your mind. And we'll go with Smokin' Jim Frazier. What's on your mind, buddy? Because we got a lot of noise here. Even you, I think this is going to overwhelm you here.
Yeah, I think you're right. Thanks, Al Levine and Chip. How in the world is Warren Sapp in the Hall of Fame over Kevin Green? In my opinion, Kevin Green is the greatest outside linebacker in NFL history. 160 sacks. No outside linebacker has as many sacks as Kevin Green. Listen, Lawrence Taylor has 132 sacks. Kevin Green has 28 more sacks than Lawrence Taylor. Kevin Green, Lawrence Taylor, only two linebackers in NFL history in the top 10 all-time in sacks. Kevin Green, Lawrence Taylor, Ricky Jackson, Derek Thomas, only linebackers in NFL history, top 20 in sacks. Kevin Green is the only left outside linebacker in the top 50 all-time NFL sacks. Third all-time with 160, only behind Bruce Smith and Reggie White. Everybody needs to get Kevin Green in a Hall of Fame, along with about 4 or 5 other Pittsburgh Steelers.
Smokin' Jim, you never cease to amaze me, my friend. I didn't think you could get over 8 TVs, 30-some people here, people talking, drinking, and everything else here. It's great to be at a lively bar like this. Look at the crowd here. Look at the people. It's just awesome. I thank Mark for letting us come in here. He owns Pittsburgh, the sports bar, Sips Sports Bar here. We're going to enjoy the show. Thanks, Mark. This is out to you guys. We appreciate it. The food's delicious. Believe me, I ate a few bites of meatballs. I got to take a fry right now. Thanks for the fries. We got, you know what? Let's bring up Kelly here. Bring Kelly up here. We'll talk about Sips Sports Bar. Kelly. Come on up here, Kelly. Let's get it out of the way early. Oh, yeah. The food's delicious. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Kelly. Thanks for having us.
What's your position here at Sips Sports Bar?
I am the entertainment director. I'm in charge of advertising, promotions, and I bartend 2 days a week.
You could look up at the camera there so we can get a nice view of you here.
Okay.
Thanks for joining our show.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Smoking Jim Frazier,
Nice
Chip
to meet
Hayner.
you. Nice to meet you.
I know you heard Smoking Jim before you met him.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
He's the loudest guy in the house. So what do we have going on here for events?
Well, in February, this Saturday, the 9th, we have the Inside Out, and they're
And what is
featuring.
that?
They're the group, and they're
Okay.
featuring Billy Price's lead guitarist.
Oh, okay.
So it's like an open stage
All right.
night. The 12th, which for Fat Tuesday, we're having DJ Babe, and we're gonna have specials on hurricanes and Mardi Gras atmosphere.
And what time do you open up, just so we can get that clear?
Monday through Thursday, we open at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 11:30 a.m.
Okay. No, that's great. Sorry to interrupt
That's
you. Then
okay.
what's happening in the month?
Saturday the 16th, we have a Frank Sinatra impersonator.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Yes,
You'll
his
get
name
Smoking
is
Jim
Charlie.
now.
Yes, he's very, very good. And the 23rd, we have the Dave Igler Band.
Great. That sounds super. Now, what other notes do you have here that I
I
stole off
just-
of you?
This is just our schedule for March.
Well, that's great. No,
you
I
like to
appreciate you coming here. I'm going to have to stop up here and see what
Okay,
goes on.
I hope so.
With you being the entertainment director, no doubt. Well, thanks for stopping by,
Well, thanks for having me.
and we appreciate all this, and thanks for having us.
Thank you. Bye, nice to meet you.
Take care.
Pleasure. It's a pleasure. Pleasure's all ours.
Take your tape with you. All right, now what's on my mind? You guys got to do all that talking. We did a little promotional stuff. I'm not going to do any of my infomercials today except come here to Sips Sports Bar with the fries. You got meatball hoagies. You got sausage hoagies. Come on, they got food. They got drink specials. We got people throughout here. We'll have to get pictures of this if they let us. We got a packed house here. It's nice to be here. Getting back to what's on my mind, replacement officials. We started with replacement officials, and all we did was complain about them. Then I watched the Super Bowl. I didn't really care who won, but I didn't want Baltimore to win. And even though one of my best friends, and I know you guys know him in this bar, the Gradkowskis from Seton LaSalle and KO, now young Gino Gradkowski, shout out to them. They live right here in Dormont. He has a Super Bowl ring. I got to have him on the show, or at least his dad. Can you imagine being a rookie and Ray Lewis is mentoring him and he got a ring? So that's unbelievable. There's Chip and
Wait a
Sean.
minute. Are you going to teach him how to walk on water?
Not yet. That's for another day when he gets the white suit. No pun intended here, Smoking Jim. But we started with the replacement officials. Then we started with officials that weren't calling anything. Then they made a few calls. Then at the end of the game, they said, just let them play. And that's what we have. And that's what's on my mind, folks.
We got the best fighter, Pittsburgh fighter since Billy Conn. We got the new Pittsburgh kid in the house, just won the championship. Everybody please put your hands together for Lightning Rod Soka.
Come on up, Rod. Rod, come up here. There he is.
Great.
Open up that surprise box you brought for the show here, my friend.
Is that the belt?
You're going to see something that nobody gets to see very often here, folks.
Look at that.
There it is.
That's a world
We are the
champion.
city of champions.
That is a world champion.
There's the newest champion.
Oh no, we're not in Baltimore.
Hey, Ron, I was at the fight, and I enjoyed it so much. And then all of a sudden, in the 5th round, I'm looking up, 33 seconds, there's a guy unconscious basically on his feet. You gave a flurry, and our good friend here, Smoking Jim, goes, go back onto YouTube and go watch the Cleveland Williams and Muhammad Ali fight in 1966. So I go home after I saw you win, I go watch it, and I go, oh, it's almost the same. But all of a sudden he's throwing these flurries when he looked like he was going down, the same thing.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that film?
No, I didn't actually. I have it. I have the DVD of that fight. I have every one of Ali's fights on DVD, but I never watched that one. He fought a couple times, you know what I mean?
Yes, he did.
So there's a lot of film to cover there, but I never did. But I'll watch it when I go.
Well,
home
I know
now,
you're
too.
a student of the sport, so that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I'll watch it when I go home.
Well, you don't need to. Now we got the video on you, because we were filming that. Erin Ward is the film lady extraordinaire. I can't even say it now. I'm too excited here with my man. But it was just fantastic. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the fight when you started there?
I just felt confident coming into the fight. You know, I felt good, strong, and ready. And I just knew that I had to come out and establish my jab and not let this kid, because he's an aggressive kid. I mean, you've seen the fights with Monty Clay where, I mean, they were toe-to-toe, and he wants to be on the inside. So I knew his only chance would be if I would let him keep his distance where he needed to be. So my goal was to keep him at the end of my punches and make little moves to keep him there without, like, I didn't want to run around and be bouncing, because I wanted to make a statement here with that I can punch and that I do have power, one punch power to get someone. I mean, I didn't drop the kid with one punch, but I mean, he was out on his feet with that one punch, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what I was trying to do, and setting it up off of the jab and throwing punches and bunches and kind of like not staying right in front of him. And I feel like, I mean, that's exactly what I did the whole fight from the first round on. I felt confident that I was winning every round. I didn't feel
I
in
even
danger
noticed that a couple times. Now, I'm new to the sport. Smoking Jim brings me up to the ring. I don't know if I'm just a token guy that comes up there, you know, but he brings me up once in a while and asks me what I think. And I watched some of the amateurs, and that was much different. They got a little tired after 3 rounds or so. I didn't notice you getting tired, and I also noticed, because this kid was pretty tough, he wanted to bully you, and you'd go in there and slug him a little bit, and then you'd come around and just be out of reach like you're describing.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great strategy, because he wanted to brawl.
Yeah,
he just kept wanting to, he was egging you on. I saw what he was doing there. He's dropping his arms. He's playing. What was he? Well, you probably can't say what he was saying, but
I don't speak Spanish.
Okay, because he was saying something to you every time he was dropping his hands, because I was close enough to see it, and I heard something, and I kept hearing your corner, don't brawl with him, keep doing what you're doing, and you were like a doctor up there operating in my eyes.
I knew that's what he would do, and it was back to the jab and the movement and keeping him out there. And it's the same thing that happened. I don't know if you remember when I fought Angel Rios in Elizabeth. How he was talking a lot too,
Smoking Jim,
and he was like kind of, because he's getting frustrated because the jab's in his face and he can't reach you because you're keeping him. So when they get frustrated, they start doing whatever they can do, jumping in with their head, putting their hands down, anything they can do to either get you out of your game or maybe hype themselves up to do something different.
Right.
But when I see it, I just take it like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
What's your thought? You have your plan going in?
My thought is if they're doing that, I must be winning the fight. You know,
if you're frustrating him to the point where he's getting irritated,
I gotta be doing.
Obviously, you're setting him up because sooner or later he's going to let his guard down and he's going to give you an opening.
It tells me that he can't figure out a way to adjust, which is good for me. You know what I mean? They can't really adjust to do that. So. Yeah, I mean, and then that overhand right that I caught him with there, I saw that could land. I saw that could land in maybe the 3rd round, but I didn't throw it until that was the first time I threw that punch, because I was waiting on it. You know what I mean?
That was like a Muhammad Ali sneak punch that come out of nowhere.
I was waiting on it, and it landed, made a nice little noise. He did a little.
So now I remember we were talking to you last week, and you said by winning this belt that was going to get you into the top 15. Has this gotten you to where now you've got a place where you can start getting better competition and actually fight for one of the bigger belts?
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely move me up. The rankings won't come out for the WBA until March. For March, you know what I mean? Like I missed the February rankings.
Okay.
They already probably have them in the works. They put on there that I'm the NABA champ, but they sold me like 13th or something like that. But now I'll be first in the U.S. because I won the belt, and then that'll move me up to the top 15 in the world, and then also technically it'll make me the mandatory to fight that Doran Spivey again. You know what I mean? Technically, you'll have to fight me again. The kid that I lost that close decision, that controversial decision to, out in Atlantic City. Yeah, which would be cool because I would jump on it again if I got the chance because it was just a mental thing. I just didn't go out there and do what this kid was probably just as good. You know what I mean? I just didn't go out and do what I should have done, and
you learned something.
Fool me once, shame on me. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen again. But
when Adrian Warner moving up, weight the 135 is wide open. Is that how you feel? That you can compete or beat anybody?
I feel like I can beat anybody 135 pounds. It's just a matter of getting the opportunity to do it. You know what I mean? And then showing up on the day to do it. I know I have the skills, the ability, the hand speed, the power, the footwork, all the ability to do it. I see the punches coming better than I ever did. It's just a matter of getting the fight and doing it on that day. You know what I mean? It's not an easy.
Great ones like Mario Lemieux, they see everything in slow motion, and that's what was happening. When I seen the fight, when I see it raw, even at fight time, is that on that night, there's not a 135-pounder in the world that could have beat you.
Yeah. If I box like that and come out and fight like that, then you know what? I have a great chance. I feel like I'm the favorite to beat anybody at 135.
You have a hard time making 135?
No, I weighed in at 133 point something at latitude. I could probably make one. I could probably get to one. Like if something came up, because technically when you get a belt and you're in the top 15 at 135, I could fight at 140 or 130. That puts you like in the mix at the one above and the one below.
We're learning something new.
So the nice thing about it is if something popped up at 130 where you get a phone call, I'm keeping myself around the same weight, so it isn't too big of a stretch for me to get that.
Well, the question everybody wants to know, there's another 135-pounder that's in the top 10 in the world, top 15, Monty Mazzaclay, your former sparring partner. Is there a chance we can get to see that fight? Maybe you guys can sell out the Console Energy Center.
I mean,
there's your PR guy, Smoking Jim Frazier.
I mean, yeah, it's possible. I mean, I would take the fight. I'm sure Monty would take the fight. You know what I mean? He's not scared to fight anybody. You know, I'm not scared to fight anybody. But I'm not gonna badmouth anybody. Or I'm friends with Monty. You know what I mean? He was at the fight to see me fight this kid cheering when I was knocking him down.
Was he?
Yeah, he was cheering.
You had a nice crowd.
I talked to him after the fight. Yeah, we're cool. If they wanted, if his, I control my own thing on my end, so I can make. I would do it. You know what I mean? I don't have it. I don't have to say. Well, I got to talk to my manager or anything like that. But he, they do. So I don't think it would be up. I don't think that Monty wouldn't do it, but I think maybe his people.
Well, sure, it's who,
you know what I mean?
Who controls
and
you.
And it's a business, So if he has something bigger and better lined up, which he could have, then he's got to go. Then he's got to go do that. You got to do whatever's best for you. And if we can make it make sense, you know what I mean? That would be great for the city. That would be great. That would be great for the city. But if it doesn't make sense for him, I wouldn't tell him to. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna.
Well, there you go. You heard it right here, folks. We got a matchmaker and Smoking Jim Frazier. We'll see what happens there. But talking about business, I saw that your crowd, the weather was terrible. My chauffeur, Erin Ward, she got the super vehicle out there. We drove through everything. It was terrible getting there. And you had a nice crowd. I estimate maybe 1,300 people.
I love your estimations.
I'm an optimistic guy.
I love those. I wish I had the money for your estimation.
We'll leave it at that.
I wish I had the extra, but it was. It was a really good crowd.
It was a lively crowd. You woke them back up again. They had some action early.
Yeah, it was a good crowd, and we did well on the show, and we'll do another one here soon, and hopefully the weather will be a little bit better. And more people will come out. And now that we got the title and everything, you get a little more word of mouth. Like I was telling you guys before, more people talking about it. It'll get more people in the building.
You know you're welcome on this show anytime. Anytime you want to promote something. I gave an open invitation to your mom, Shelly. Shelly, this is hello to you.
Ron,
I know the weather put a little damper on your driving, but I understand that.
Ron, I got a
you guys
question
are welcome anytime. Here.
I got a question for you. now that you've won the belt, now is every fight that you have from this point on, you're going to be defending that belt?
Not necessarily, no.
You know?
No, you don't have to.
Like, I mean, how many more times do you plan on fighting this year?
You would have to defend it once a year or they'll strip you.
Okay.
Like, so whoever the mandatory would be for this in a year, I'd have to fight that kid that they tell me to fight, or I'd vacate the title. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which and
You don't plan on doing that.
no, and I don't know that I'll defend it my very next fight, but I could. You know what I mean? I could. It's just a matter. It comes down to what will it do for me in the rankings. Like if I defended it and I talk to it becomes political at that point almost.
Sure.
You know, so I got to talk to the organization. Say if I defend this title again, I fight this guy. What's it going to do for me if I win? If I don't defend it, you still can move up. You know what I mean? You're still the champion. You defend it. You defend it or not, you still move up. So it becomes like a game am I going to spend the money to do it to fight the guy to move up, or am I not?
It's almost like a chess game here.
Yeah.
And here's breaking news before we let Rod go. He's going to do some boxing TV analyst. He's going to be a color analyst
No,
with me.
a color analyst. How does that happen?
So
when is this happening?
We've already
You
made
inked the
the
deal.
decision to move forward. This guy's excellent on TV, man.
There's no
Funny.
doubt. That's why I
Funny.
welcome you again.
Rod,
Anytime.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Rod.
Champ, thanks for coming.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Big hand for the champ.
You know what? While we got boxing, we got another young boxer that I'd like to bring up here. You got a shout out to him. Fast Freddie Latham. Can we get him to come on down? Where's Freddie at?
Well, I tell you what, we got a guy that could have fought in the Olympics for the last 10 years. Everybody told me that Pittsburgh got the next Muhammad Ali. This guy's so fast that he can turn the lights out and be in the bed before the room gets dark. Everybody put your hand together for undefeated heavyweight professional fighter, Fast Freddie Latham, and his entourage.
Freddie, welcome to the show. Thanks. You're a man of your word, buddy. And who's the people that you brought with you here? I saw they come out with you.
Mother and father, and the next Golden Glove champion, Joel Bell.
Can you say his name a little louder? Because he's a little lost in that crowd there.
Joel Bell,
The next Gold Glove champion.
and the other one couldn't be here, which is Richard Latham, the younger me.
What, did he have homework to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep him in school there. What's going on with you? I heard you have a fight coming up.
Yeah, I've been training for this fight on the 16th in Indianapolis, fighting a boy named Joshua Clark.
Now, how long did your first professional fight last, Fast Freddie?
45 seconds.
Pardon me?
45 seconds.
Was that in Greentree? Because I was sitting there and I go, when's this fight start? And then I saw your back and somebody hitting the canvas, and I go, who's that? They go, Fast Freddie. I go, who? Now I get to meet you.
Well, I try to do what I do. If you blink, you'll miss the shot, of course. So,
Well, you look in shape. Give us some statistics here. How tall are you?
6'2" and a half.
How heavy are you, heavyweight?
Right now I'm at 225. I fight at 220.
Okay, so you're almost there. And that's the 16th of February, right?
Yeah,
In Indianapolis, you said?
Indianapolis.
Do you know where it's at in Indianapolis?
At the fairground,
Sounds good. Who's the opponent?
Joshua Clark.
What's his record?
1-1 with 2 draws.
So he's got a lot more experience than you in the pro ranks.
Yeah. Well,
Now, your amateur record, how many fights did you have as an amateur? That's what I
I
want
had
to know.
56 as an amateur. And I've been to the gloves 4 times, won it twice. My past recent year, I won states and regionals, went to the nationals, didn't turn out so well for me, but I still left with a smile on my face.
So you learned a little more. And tell everybody how old you are.
22 years old.
Wow.
When's your birthday? I want to see when you're 23.
August 16th.
August 16th. You got a while to go, so you could get a couple more fights under your belt before your birthday.
Hopefully I have 10 before my birthday.
You didn't stutter now. How many?
10.
10 fights.
Predicting
What's your
first and
dad
third
say
rounds.
about this? 10 fights by his birthday. He's all in on that. Well, I wish you the best of luck. You guys have any questions here?
And one thing I know about Freddie, No, he's number one in the ring, and he's number one with the ladies.
Whoa, hold on. His mom and pops are here. Wait a second. Freddie, run while you can. Whoa, wait a second. I hurt my hand there. Go ahead, sir. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for
You're welcome back. Let us know after your fight. You come back on and tell us how you knocked the guy out in 28 seconds.
I will.
The champ is here.
Hey, you ready? Of course I am. What are you waiting for? I was waiting for you. So we're gonna continue the hobby thing real quick.
Okay, places everyone. In a minute! Do I have to do everything myself?
You can't do it all by yourself.
I have to say that...
Sure I can.
No, he can't. And neither can I. So why don't you come on down to BPTV and help us make some of the great community programs you see on this station every day.
Yeah.
I mean, we can help you make your TV show ideas a reality.
It's pretty awesome.
So come on down. I mean, I am pretty good, but I'm sure I could use your help.
I work with Renee with Building Bridges for Business. It's a 501c3 that Linda Handley founded. And this lady does graphics like you can't believe. But here's what I found out. Renee, here's Smoking Jim Frazier, Chip Hayner.
Nice to meet you. Nice. Pleasure to meet you.
And this lady, I didn't know. I thought she was just going to do some business for me, a logo. But she was a basketball star. In third grade, she was 5'8". Then she stopped growing, and that's what happens up in Detroit. So she moved here with her family so she could meet me, Al Levine, the talking machine,
That's right.
and have her on the show.
And that's exactly what happened.
And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's exactly right.
And then, what did you bring here?
I brought your logo that
You
I
want to show
designed.
the logo of what we have
Wow, look at that. That's awesome.
here? This is what she does.
So Al and I talked about what you were looking for.
And you know I talk a lot. And she said, Al, could you please narrow it down? I'll give you 3 choices. And then after that, I may adjust it once or twice. But I'm so proud of this. We got our logo here.
And that's how we got to talking about sports.
Well, look at what it says here, folks. Sportsline. And
So
then,
it worked out well.
It did work out well. And since I'm all about shameless promoting, look what we have here. What's under this door?
Oh, this is my logo.
What business is this?
3E Graphic Design.
And who's the owner of this?
Well, that would be me.
Okay.
Renee Horner.
And you
with
did
3Es.
this work?
Yes.
And guess what, folks? She's a local entrepreneur.
Yes.
She only lives a few blocks away, and if it weren't so inclement here, she would have walked.
Absolutely.
Because she's that type of athlete. So
I live in Dormont, love Dormont. And Sips is a wonderful sports bar.
there you go.
It's a great place to be. And certainly I've grown up with sports in my family.
Tell us a little bit about the sports. I heard you have some hockey DNA in you.
Yeah, my brother played hockey from 2 to 32. Played Little Caesars AAA for a long time, and a lot of his friends or people he played against are in the NHL at this point. He's not. He does it for fun. And I've always played basketball, and I ran track.
I
was
look
in the
up to
state
you. I'm
finals.
telling you, you're much taller than me. It must be this chair.
Yeah, that's it.
What events did you make the state finals?
Listen to this.
800 relay.
Not only she played basketball, but she's fast.
So you ran the 200 meters.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, and when you're tall like this, they make you do volleyball and basketball and
Right.
hurdles, all those things.
Well, what was your favorite? I didn't ask you that.
I would say track was my favorite sport. That's the one I stuck with the most. And it was the camaraderie.
Did you set any records there? Or? Oh, come on.
No, no.
As we all get older, I tell my friends, and when I have some of them on that we play football with at KO here, you'll hear how great we were and then greater, because the older we get,
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
get
Oh,
this-
yeah, that's right. I do.
You don't
The
get
older
this.
we get, the more people forget what we really did.
Exactly.
We can convince them otherwise.
Yeah, but I've always enjoyed sports, and I think sports, any sport, is really important for kids, boys in particular, and I encourage everyone to play a sport because there's so much there. The camaraderie, the time management, the physical activity, and the memories that you develop from being part of a team.
Look how it made us.
That's right.
Look at us guys
That's
right here.
It's made how
maybe
many
you
more?
too.
So I have 2 boys, and I.
Right. Can you tell us a little about? Because I know that's a challenge for you, and
Yes.
I always try to promote people that do a lot of good things in the community. And I know you've had, some things.
Some challenges,
Yes,
yes,
there's
I
some
have.
great challenges. So I'd at least like to bring that out because you are a great businesswoman.
Yes.
And I forget the name of the business here.
3E Graphic Design, and I can certainly help with branding, flyers, events, tickets, promotion, websites, any of the things that could come along that anybody in the sports industry
Right.
or any industry would be looking for.
Well, now that I know you so well and you've been on the show, I'm going to try to promote that with some of our sports people.
Yes.
They need some logos here. Like
Yes.
one of my next little ventures, there's a Smoking Jim Frazier. He's an NFL scout. And if he doesn't start branding himself with a nice looking logo, now look, this is one of the most
I have
handsome.
something to hand out.
This is one of the most handsome guys that you'll run into. Now I know you can make a nice logo with Smoking Jim Frazier in boxing or NFL Scout, so there could be 2 logos. We'll work
It
on
means some
something
stuff.
like that.
There's some work to be
Alan,
done.
I don't know about Jim being handsome enough. Charismatic, I would say.
Well, here's why I'll do that. I don't mean
You
to
know
interrupt.
what?
No
In
offense,
business,
Jim, no
that's
offense.
$1 million right there.
And I'll tell you, every time I
Big
go...
smile.
This is Captain Charisma.
Hold
right
it,
here.
wait a second. Whenever I go to a boxing match, not only does he have charisma, but he has all these beautiful women with him. Wait till you see who does the interviews with him, who's not here. China didn't show up tonight. But that's another story. But I did want to touch on what your challenges are with your boys.
Yes, with
'Cause
my
we
boys.
get crazy with sports here.
Oh, well, and it ties in. I do feel very strongly that my boys need sports and lots of them. And I am a mother who's dying to have her 5-year-old, soon to be 6-year-old, play tackle football this summer. I'm counting the days. Until, and he is going to be a lineman. He's a big, tough kid. My older son, who's 9, I'm really encouraging him to be a pitcher. I think he's got a good arm, and I think he's got a lot of potential.
He'll have a lot longer career and less
That's
brain
exactly
damage.
right.
If he's a lefty,
You know what? And
is he a lefty?
My little one is a lefty. My older
Have
one
the
is a
lefty
righty.
pitch because they'll make millions and they don't even have to get the ball over the plate that
Nope,
often.
nope. They
Okay.
just have to be that one person for that one batter.
Yeah, that's true. You got to get somebody out once in a while.
Right, right.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with your sons
Thank you.
and with business. And here, I couldn't be any more proud of this logo here,
And a
guys.
nice big
I'm glad.
smile on there, too.
There you go. Here we go.
It is a big smile.
We have an artist here that is just unbelievable. I met her through a lady that was on our show, Michelle Barabbas. She has that Artrepreneurs and everything. She was on our other show.
Yes, I knew her.
She told me about a lady down in West Virginia named Tempe Moore. Now she's so shy that she wants her husband to talk for her. Now he's 6'3". I'm not letting another big guy on the show. Tempe, get over here and sit down.
Sit down.
Bring something you can hold here or whatever. So You need a prop, and we'll get Scott to help you.
Bill Coward should be in the Hall of Fame.
There we go. Now, tell us, what do you do here with these pictures?
I draw Pittsburgh sports figures that are in pencil and chalk. I've been drawing since, I was little.
What's little? 3 years old?
Probably 7 or 8.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then you go to school?
I went to school for graphic design, although I didn't learn any art skills there.
No.
I learned all computer programs. So pretty much self-taught. I had a job in graphic design for 8 months, got laid off, and then I started with my Myron Cope drawing.
Well, hold on a second. We got to go. This is one of my dad's friends, Scott. I didn't know she was going to throw the Myron Cope out right away. You got to get these coaches out of the way here. This was one of my dad's friends. I met Myron. I could talk to him and go up to him, and he'd say, "Oh, one of the Levine boys, double yoy and all that stuff."
Yeah.
This is her first drawing here.
My favorite.
Look at that.
My favorite.
Hey, you want to know something, Alan? I shared a story with
Let's hear
the
it.
young lady.
Tempe.
Tempe,
Chip.
When
Chip
I was a
Tempe.
child, when I was a teenager, my father used to get his hair cut up the street here on Washington Boulevard, and there's a place called the Den for Men. It's Tom Busey's place, and Myron Cope used to come in and get his hair cut.
Right.
And the day I met Myron Cope, at the time I thought Myron was kind of a little on the obnoxious side.
Yeah.
He wasn't one of my favorite people. He brought his son in, who was the one that's autistic.
Yes.
And this was before he came out with the terrible towel. And the way that he doted on his son to get a haircut, well, all these people were crowding around him while he's getting a haircut. He was ignoring everybody. He was tending to his child.
Wow.
And I mean, he picked him up, held him in the chair while he got his haircut, and then it ultimately ended up being where all the proceeds for the terrible
Right.
towels went.
And you met him
It changed my opinion of Myron Cope. He was no longer obnoxious at that point because he had a human side to him that I was able to see that he didn't advertise. And he really was truly a special person.
Thanks for sharing that, Chip. I never would have known that story. That's a good.
That's
not even trivia, buddy.
And
I
I got
like
a-
that.
I got
I'll
a
save
million
that
of
for
them.
tomorrow night.
I got a million of them.
I
now.
understand. Me too. We can go toe to toe, and then we got Smoking Jim Frazier. But we forgot about Tempe here, and she's not unhappy with that. She left me some information. What is this website where we can find you? Because I'm not a Yinzer, but you might as well explain. I'm just a Pittsburgher, and I worked downtown for years.
Downtown.
And things. Oh, no. My kids constantly tell me it's downtown, Dad. And it's not Washington. It's Washington. Okay? Just so you know. But go ahead. What's your website here?
My website is www.artforyins.com, and you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Yeah, all the social media sites, I'll be all over.
And I'm hard of hearing because this bar's so loud. What is this website without the W's? Just tell me that.
Art for Yins.
Oops, I don't want to be rude.
That's all right.
Art for Yins, folks.
Art for Yins.
Go there. It's reasonably priced. She does baseball cards. I don't have the baseball cards. What's this a photo of? We're in hockey season, in case anybody didn't notice. Who's that goaltender there?
The flower.
Andre Fleury. He was,
You have a story with that? Did you meet him?
I did get to meet him, and I got an autograph signing, and he really liked it. He was touching it because he couldn't believe that it was real chalk. He was real impressed with it. So this is hanging in his house because he got a copy of it. So
Oh,
he
okay.
was real impressed with it.
Nice. And your humble assistant here, could you show another little piece that you brought here?
I like this. I like
This is one of my favorites, especially with the winning team last night.
I need that.
I like looking at that, okay? Because I'm a Steeler fan. Did I say Steelers? Okay.
That's right.
Tempe, that's great. And I know you really don't want to talk a lot like we do, and I know you're very nervous. But how bad of an interview was this?
It wasn't bad.
You're welcome back again. You keep drawing some more things, and maybe you could draw Smoking Jim Frazier here someday. Look at that.
We're coming
Would
up
you?
on baseball season, so we can see some of your baseball work.
Yeah, I got some. I got an Andrew McCutcheon that I drew in Full Color chalk, and it was my first Full Color ever, which I probably should have brought on it. But
No, that's for another show. That was very smart. When the weather isn't like this, you can travel back to Weirton a lot safer, okay? And you're welcome back when it's a little warmer.
all right.
Tempe, thank you. It was a pleasure having you.
Thanks for being on the show. It was a pleasure to meet you. Great work.
What is it, Loranda? Leandra, we have. They're starting to see how easy my interviews are, and it's not hard talking to me.
No, it's not.
So you're the best waitress in the house here.
Thank you.
You help me out with some drinks and food and chairs and all that good stuff. What's going on tonight? How's the crowd here treating you?
Crowd's doing good. Crowd's doing very nice.
You making any money tonight?
Yes, I am.
Okay. That's what we have. What do you know about sports? Do you know any? Do you have a favorite team?
Good answer.
Steelers.
Okay, there you go. See, these aren't hard interviews.
No, you asked the question.
Do you have a favorite player on the Steelers?
James Harrison.
James Harrison.
Yes.
They say he turned the lights out at the stadium last night in New Orleans.
He did. With his head. With his head, he ran into a transformer. But he didn't get a concussion.
Well, I was going to say the transformer was concussed.
It was concussed numerous times. So what do you think of our show here?
I like it. You guys should come back more often.
Well, guess what? We're coming back next week.
Sounds good. I'll be here.
This isn't a commercial. A lot of you guys heard this was a commercial.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, well, those
I'm like,
rumors.
oh my gosh, you guys remember the lines? I have no idea.
I know. You got to get dressed up a little bit. You got some holes in your jeans, I noticed.
I'm sure they drag.
Hold it. How tall are you? I want to tell you guys, I have 3 sisters that say they're 5 foot tall. You guys met Hope and you met Joy. I have another sister. She's the tallest one. She's really 5 foot. My other 2 sisters didn't make 5 foot.
I'm 5 foot 3/4.
Okay, she's legit. And tell them your name so I don't stumble over it. So
Leandra.
Leandra will wait on you. You get excellent service.
That's a bodacious name. I love that name.
Thank you. Thank you.
Leandra, it was nice to meet you.
And you're welcome back with an interview next week.
Well, thank you. You guys are welcome back anytime.
We're coming back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
for having
You take care.
You guys have a good night.
Good job.
Thank you. And now, guys, I have a special guest. She's actually a doctor, and she does comedy. Who would even think you have a combination like that? She does comedy. She invited me to the show. I was on ESPN today, the next round. I was sitting in the main couch. I don't even know what show it is. It's a new show. There's a gentleman, Aries Spears, that does it. Some comedy and things. Off-color stuff, no offense, but it's a little crude and rude. But I was in the... due to Trina there. She brought me down. I had a free ticket there. We got to eat. I got to drink water all day. And here we have Dr. Trina Hess, the doctor of laughter. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. I have some swag for you too.
What happened to my swag bag?
Well, the guy that sat at the chair that nobody talked to when we were supposed to
Right.
pretend to talk to people,
Right.
they gave him not only a T-shirt but 2 shot glasses with the ESPN.
Ah.
So I don't know
I had
what
to
that
leave
means.
early to make the show because of all the snow. Did you see how bad it was outside?
Yeah, on my lap.
It was tough getting there. I'm glad you made it safe
Yeah.
because not only is she a laughter doctor, but she owns a golf course.
Really?
And I have the name of it, so I don't know if I
I
can.
know the name of it too.
Oh, do you see? I knew high level. It's like the high level bridge.
But yeah, it is. I think it is named after the High Level Bridge.
Really?
Homestead High Level Bridge. Because my grandfather built it 47 years ago, and he didn't even golf or anything. He just wanted to see what would happen, but he did oil and gas drilling on the golf course before it was a golf course, and he drove to Pittsburgh a lot.
Now, that's not
Over
a
the
joke,
Homestead
that's
High Level-
serious.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
serious, yeah.
Oh, wow.
We'll tell you when
That's
it's time to laugh because some of her humor
There'll be a
is
laugh
so
track.
intelligent that I can't even catch
Yeah,
it.
most of yeah. So I think
isn't
it was
it
named
talking
after
over our
Homestead.
heads quite a
That's
bit.
what they told me anyway. But
That's a heck of a story. Thanks for
it is a heck
sharing
of a
that.
story. It is. It is is true too.
And then where's this located? Because we were talking about parallel universes.
We were.
She kept telling me Cranberry. No, the other Cranberry.
The other Cranberry.
And I don't know where that's at. Chip
It's,
might know because he travels the country.
Okay,
Tell him where it's at.
Between Pittsburgh and Erie, off of Interstate 80.
Okay.
So between Clarion and Franklin.
That's closer to Mercer.
An hour east of Mercer. Yeah.
So she traveled half a country just to be on Pittsburgh Sportsline tonight.
No, just to be on ESPN. First,
Darn,
so.
she just said that was because of ESPN then.
Yeah, and to promote my wares.
Secondary.
We're still talking.
Oh, we are still talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still talking. What else? What do you have here? What's this amazing racer thing?
Okay, this is...
You're doing all your serious stuff first.
Yeah. You can
These
laugh.
are all true
Feel
stories?
free to laugh if you want to. But this is the movie that Larry Richert wrote the screenplay for, and it had been called Shannon's Rainbow, but the actual title was Amazing Racer. And I was an extra in this. You might notice the tall, statuesque, model-like figure.
Redhead.
No, I was standing right behind her. That
was
wasn't
you.
mine in her glass. That was me. And
Oh, okay.
And so I found out that not only am I in every scene that Eric Roberts is looking out the window at Meadowlands, looking at the horse race, I'm right behind him, but I'm also in the movie trailer. So you want to get this DVD. I think it's out
Oh,
now.
there's even more connections there than you can believe.
Yeah, so if you want to see Meadowlands and harness
Well,
racing,
this is the
Larry
Meadows
Richert.
Racetrack and Casino, and guess what? Smoking Jim Frazier never comes out to Washington County. I had him come out for a night at the races for the Hug-a-thon.
Across the bridge.
He's hard to get across two bridges. He made one tonight. But he was out there, and guess what? I know Roger Houston to drop names, and I think a name that you know is Joey Mowat, who helped to write this. He wrote this with Larry Richert, and I know him. And Tony Mowat's a great jazz guy, and on the radio. So there's another connection. Everything's intertwined here when these people come on our show. Jim Cronin, Smoking Jim. Exactly, and the Synchronicity of the Universe by Carl Jung. So we'll cover that. Go get this movie only to see Dr. Trina here.
Right behind Eric Roberts.
Right, all the time.
Yeah. And you also asked me to... Thank you.
And that's the Green Tree connection, the Jakes family that I grew up with in Green Tree. And the Brillmeyers, this is Al Levine, we're running a show. And you guys are being so rude that I understand. You have a son on there and other people. Boston College. Listen to... We're all about hockey. We got fans interrupting us. There's 20 kids from Pittsburgh playing on Boston College.
They're the best hockey team, too, right?
Exactly. So we have that going on. I'll announce that later. But yeah, we're still about you, Doc.
Okay.
Trina, you just keep going because you haven't said anything funny yet.
Okay. Well, maybe this will make you laugh, but this is actually serious.
When's it time to laugh?
Well, just you laughed enough at the ESPN thing. You need to take a break.
Okay, thanks.
But this July 21st to 27th, we are having North American Unicycling Convention and Competition in Harmony, and some of the events will be in Moraine State Park, and the others will be in Seneca Valley High School. And this is the first that we've hosted this event. You can zoom in on
Erin's
that.
the best. She'll zoom in on this.
And it's Butler County YMCA that is in charge of this whole, coordinating this whole thing. And we're one of only 2 YMCAs in the country that has unicycling. So every Saturday from 4:30 to 6:30, come out and we have unicycles, helmets. You can try it, and if you have insurance, it'll be
My
really
balance
good.
is so bad.
Well, then you need
I'm
it.
bad
You
on
need it.
2 wheels. If you get me on 1 wheel, I'll be
need it then.
concussed before I even
You
move.
need it then, but so we're looking for spectators and media. If you know anybody in the media,
No, I know nobody in the media.
we're looking for media exposure for.
You're getting it right now, Trina.
Yeah. Okay. July 21st
And
to
this
27th.
tell your people to look at YouTube.
Oh yes, and the site is.
You know I'm going to ask about the site.
UniNationals2013.com.
I didn't hear it.
UniNationals2013.com.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then, like, I'm feeling a little sad here. You know, what kind of laughter do you have for us?
Well, the laughter, it's funny you say that because I get really annoyed when people come up to me, not necessarily you, he did it too, but come up to me and say, I have a really good joke for you. And then they start telling it. And last week at unicycling, one of the people in class came up to me and he said, I have this really funny joke I heard at work, but I can't remember the punchline, and I want to make up something about it. It involves 4 unemployed monkeys and extra bananas, and I'm just looking like, I only write about things I know about.
Right.
And right now, unemployed monkeys aren't part of my world. Although after this show,
Are you
it might
serious?
be, I don't know.
Well, I heard a rumor it might be happening after this show.
Oh,
so,
maybe.
Yeah,
To
maybe
you or
only
me.
3.
To you or maybe this is us 4. I don't know.
I didn't say 4. I just said 3. So.
But anyway,
We're hoping to stay here. So.
But
That
anyways,
was funny.
It was. Thank you.
Yeah.
So because you didn't get too much swag with ESPN, they were
Right.
really. I'm not going to say anything bad because they were nice because they put us on right
Right.
by Ari Spears.
Yeah, they put us right up front. Because,
But
you know,
anyway,
I talked to
I-
everybody. She goes, boy, Al, I'm glad that you did come here because there's no way I would have got us front row and the front chairs with these guys while they were filming.
Yeah.
So she was just amazed with that. I made at least 30 new friends, Chip. You know how I roll there?
Yeah.
Aaron, you know that? You know my new best friends? I already got contacted from the fight by 2 other guys. So,
You're going to fight people?
no, they want to do business with me, just like you do. So, no fighting here.
Okay.
Peace.
Okay.
Peace out. What do you have for me?
I have a comedy DVD filmed at Edgewood Country Club.
Nice.
And if you want to know more about where I'll be, it's at TrinaHess.com. The next show will be on February 23rd at Allegheny Grove in Pittsburgh.
That's my daughter's birthday. That's her 25th birthday.
23rd.
25th birthday on the 23rd.
Oh, the 23rd. Okay.
I didn't stutter.
Okay.
You've been up too long and you've traveled too far.
That's right.
We got to get you out of here so you can get home
That's right.
safely. And how's the golf course with weather like this?
It's quiet.
Okay.
For skiing.
See, she is a comedian. I'm just the straight guy here.
Yeah, you are. But I will leave these posters for you.
Well, thank you, and I'll
can pass
promote
out to
this.
people?
I'll
Okay.
promote this till the event happens.
Okay.
Okay. We'll put it up.
I said we'll put it on the air tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you get double information now. You get this show and the next show tomorrow. Well, thank you very much for coming here. I had a lot of fun today.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
And it's a pleasure. You have a safe trip home.
Okay, you too.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I will. I just want to make an announcement. Kelly gave this to me. You read it here. You're much prettier than I am. Jeez.
A lot easier.
You know what? Just sit down here with. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Yes, I just wanted to also add that Porky Chadwick is appearing here.
Porcatori.
Yes.
Oh, man!
Hands of them.
Get out of here!
Yeah, I used to go to C.J. Barney's in Wooden Keg
Porky Chadwick's
back
over here.
before the day when dinosaurs were crawling out of the mud. I was down in Oakland all the time with Porcatori.
Actually, he turned 95, I think, yesterday.
95. That's awesome. So before I interrupt you again, when is he coming here?
He'll be here March 30th from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock.
What night of the week is that?
Saturday.
Saturday night, March 30th.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that to the. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thanks,
Super.
guys.
Thanks for coming
Porky
back.
Chadwick.
Thanks for having me back.
How you doing down there, Chip? I haven't talked to you in a while.
Sports-related areas, you know, we've got a lot of things happening in town right now.
Right.
The basketball team took Syracuse University apart on Saturday.
Yes, they
Play
did.
in Seton Hall tonight. You know, last week, you know, Pitt played Louisville last Monday night and lost the game because they couldn't hit their free throws.
Right. What were they? 3 for 12.
They were 3 for 12. And, you know, they came back and they played a strong game again. And Jim Boeheim, the Hall of Fame coach of the Syracuse Orangemen, stated he feels that Pitt is the best team in the Big East this year.
Wow.
I heard
I heard that.
on the radio today. And here's what my thing is about, I think, the Pitt basketball team. I just don't think they're a tournament team because, most of the tournament games come down to the last 2 minutes. You've got to be able to hit foul shots. Pitt has not proven that they can do that. They blew out Syracuse.
Right.
The team, when they got way ahead, they're okay. When they get down to the nitty-gritty, they clank them off the iron.
Yeah. Looks like it has a lid on it when they're shooting fouls.
Last Monday night, while we were doing a show at another facility, Penguins kind of went in the bag and took a big dump down at the console and lost to the New York Islanders, probably playing one of the worst games that they've played at home.
Right.
Now, since then, three wins, and all of a sudden, the Penguins look like the Stanley Cup
They're healed
contenders.
again.
They played 3 strong games in a row. Yesterday they took apart the Capitals.
Right.
Saturday the Devils here in Pittsburgh.
Hey, who was in goal yesterday? I missed that. Okay, just checking. I wasn't sure if he was in goal.
The thing with the Penguins right now is the fact that they're getting solid goaltending from both their netminders.
They are.
So the burden isn't left on Fleury's shoulders. Last year the Penguins burned out their goalies overusing Fleury early in the season.
Right. It's nice when you have 2 first-class goaltenders, I'll admit to that. But you know what? I've been holding off on this all day, and my good friend here, I know he's sad because his hero's retiring, so I'm going to at least let you say something on that. And if we close on that, Aaron, just give us the word, and we'll just go there, because my friend, you at least get to talk about this here.
Well, you know what? I've always said that Ray Lewis is the greatest football player of all time, and I think during this last 4-5 games he proved it. The Baltimore Ravens are 11-1 when Ray Lewis played this season. I totally underestimated the amount of pride and enthusiasm and motivation he had for that team. I had San Francisco winning that game hands down. I knew that San Francisco was able to put 35 points up on Baltimore Ravens, but I totally underestimated Joe Cool. Joe Flacco did it. I think that Colin Kaepernick's inexperience showed because he kept throwing to Randy Moss when he was taking plays off. You got to learn to throw to him when he's ready to catch those passes. But what a great Super Bowl. And Beyonce looked phenomenal.
Wait, wasn't
she had a baby?
You never know.
Is that the greatest receiver of all time?
Yeah.
He made more news on media day than he did on game day.
Yeah. But I really think that Randy Moss is a pretty smart guy. And I really think that Randy Moss did that to take the pressure off the quarterback. Why else would he do it? Maybe I'm giving him too much credit.
To speak to Jim's point, I've been ripping Ray Lewis pretty good because I'm getting a little tired of his swan song, but you got to tip your hat to the man. Probably one of the greatest to play his position in NFL history. He's retired. He's going out on top. It's a fairy tale story. It's got a fairy tale ending. I wish Ray all the luck in the world. I hope your career in ESPN is short.
Hey, folks, we've had a great show. I wish we could go for another hour. That's what I'd like to do, but we can't. We had some great guests here. We had a lot of great energy here. Great insights by Chip Hayner, Smoking Jim Frazier, all the great guests. I forget who they were. I'm getting hoarse with doing all these interviews here. But this is Al Levine, the Talking Machine. I want to thank Sips Sports Bar for having us here. We appreciate the food. They thought I looked so hungry. I had a meatball hoagie and a sausage hoagie and fries. Oh, where's those fries? Where's those fries? Hey, see us next week. We'll be at the same place about 7:30. If you get here at 7, you can talk to us early. We'll film for about an hour.
Pirates baseball.
Yeah, we'll have Pirates baseball. Thanks again, folks. Aaron, thank you for the show here. You did a great job.